We've all been there. Somebody says that calisthenic training for hypertrophy has many weaknesses, that progressive overload cannot be achieved, that the exercises become too easy over time. Therefore, it's not optimal, it is not the best, and the myth that calisthenic training doesn't work arises. But calisthenics works and much better than you think. All the issues can be resolved through a simple method: high volume. If you cannot add weight, why not do more reps? It sounds too simple to be true. You want a highly complex method, crafted by experts. The best of the best were there with a magnifying glass, slowly discovering what works best, and now only a few and yourself can do it. Instead, somebody else just tells you to spam dips, pull-ups, bodyweight rows, and push-ups, and it sounds absurd. But it works. It simply does. If we understand that muscle is first damaged and then recovers and grows, why wouldn't doing more reps grow muscle? Then we understand that what grows muscles is failure and then rest. Those reps that cause you, that make you grunt and have a face that means effort, can still be achieved through high volume calisthenics. Dips and pull-ups have enough intensity to last a lifetime to many people. Then, push-ups and bodyweight rows can be used as similar but lighter exercises. The reason as to why high volume calisthenics may seem as something that doesn't work is laziness. It is too easy to conform to a perfect rep range that somebody else tells you is the best. No wonder calisthenics doesn't work. All you do is 8 reps. Try only doing 8 reps for push-ups. It will never work. I can relate to that. When I stagnate in an exercise like pull-ups, for example, I notice that I never really reach failure or try to challenge an increase of reps. A gym equivalent will be to neither increase the weight or reps in an exercise for months and months and expect a change to happen. It is hard to have a contrasting start and end in your first set. The first 10 to 15 reps are always easier than the end, and your mind will always look for the easy way out. It will get used to the easy start, and now the easy start is your standard, because when it becomes difficult, when you need to do more reps to reach failure, you will not do those reps. You will tell yourself that 15 reps is too much, that 15 reps is enough. The rep range is irrelevant in this context. It doesn't matter. What matters is failure. Reach those difficult reps and do them. On the other side of the coin, you might also put yourself an arbitrary number to reach in your set, and instead of reaching failure, you will want to reach that number. Maybe it is an exaggerated number, and because it is a really high number, you will do many rest poses before even reaching failure, always resting before it becomes difficult. And you know, it is harder to reach failure when doing high volume than doing heavy weights, because heavy weights force you to reach failure in less reps, and that is why you must push yourself harder in high volume training. There is no heavy weight to force you. You could be never reaching failure because you don't want to do many reps, or you have just conformed to the reps you do now. That is why you must be honest with yourself and not lie. High volume calisthenics benefits highly from short rest. Without short rest, high volume kinda doesn't work. A short rest keeps your muscle fatigued and pumped. What was once challenging is now way more challenging, and what wasn't, now is. And you know, that is the thing with high volume calisthenics. Once you reach failure in your first set, you don't need to do as many reps in the second, and it becomes a compounding effect the more sets you do. If you rest more than 1 minute per set, you can't be saying that high volume calisthenics doesn't work. The complaining that the start of the set is super easy is only true in your first set. Once you are in your second set, and you have reached failure and done a good amount of volume in your first set, then even doing 10 reps becomes challenging in your second set of dips after only resting 30 seconds or 1 minute. Time is also not an issue. Some may say that high volume calisthenic training takes too much time, that they don't want to take so much time to do their training. But it doesn't take that much time, honestly. Training is only time consuming if you do high rest and never really reach failure or push yourself. It is easy to do junk volume when doing high volume calisthenics, because as I said, some people will conform to their past rep ranges and never reach failure. Then it becomes very easy to do a bunch of exercises because you are not training hard. If time is an issue, do the standard 4 sets of dips or pull-ups, but with 4 rest poses per set. Once you reach failure, do a rest pause of 10 seconds and reach failure and do it again. 1 minute rest per set and repeat. Slow tempo can also be used after the rest poses. A rest pause is simply resting a bit in the middle of a set. The point of this is to make it more challenging. If you do rest poses without reaching failure, there is absolutely no point doing this. Simply do 4 sets of this with 4 rest poses of 10 seconds per set and 1 minute of rest between sets, and really you can do that with anything. Pull-ups, push-ups, deep pike push-ups, you name it. You can increase the amount of sets and rest poses to your liking or decrease them. And if you bulk while doing that, then it becomes way better for muscle growth. 2 birds in 1 stone. Calorie surplus and own body weight increase, which in itself acts as a progressive overload. Because it doesn't involve heavy weights, recovery is not an issue in high volume calisthenic training, unless you do junk volume. Junk volume will be defined as doing a big bunch of sets or exercises because failure wasn't rich enough or training hard is not very present. In fact, the constant pumping of the muscle and the movement of the joints should be beneficial against injury if we assume that an exercise like a dip is not very difficult for you. The constant blood flow benefiting your joints. Although, I must say, maybe if your goal is only strength, high volume calisthenics is definitely not the way, but it definitely could help you condition your body. High volume calisthenics will also help your cardio, your health, and your work capacity. All those reps will definitely increase your muscle capacity to do reps or other things. High volume calisthenics works.